Today I'm going to give you some ideas and suggestions on how to go about decorating your tree cookie. I highly recommend you start out with a circle map to get ideas. That's the hardest part, I think, is coming up with the idea. So I just thought about the great outdoors and I thought of some major topics such as woodland creatures, for example, owl, fox, bunny, bear, birds, butterfly. And then I thought of land and sky because when I think of camping and forests, I think of the land and the sky. So far as the land goes, I thought of mountains, trees, flowers, a river or a lake. And sky, I thought of clouds, sun, maybe a rainbow, the moon, and stars. And then lastly, I thought it might be nice to write some words on your tree cookie. And you might want to have words such as sixth grade, because this is going to be a souvenir or a memento for your experience. So you could write sixth grade, maybe you want to write 2021, perhaps you're going to write the name of your school. And then I thought of these other sayings. There's a saying that says, leave no trace. And that means that if you are going to a campsite or hiking, you don't want to leave any trace that you've been there. For example, don't leave any trash behind and things like that. So leave it as you found it. This saying, leave what you find, meaning like don't take anything away from nature. Like sometimes we want to take home some really cool rocks or a cool stick, but sometimes it's better to just keep those items in the spot where they are naturally so that, you know, the animals can use them, or just it's just best. Maybe you want to write the word conserve or respect. And when I thought about respect, I was thinking about respect nature, respect earth, or respect the animals. Okay, since what you're doing on a tree cookie is permanent and you only get one, I highly recommend that you practice on paper first. And I recommend that you gently trace around your tree cookie. I'm not even letting my pencil touch the tree cookie really, because the bark that's on there is rather delicate and it falls off and flakes off easily, but at least this gives us the general size. And then notice that, you know, whatever you use with the markers on, it won't show up on this dark brown part. So once you trace, leave a little space for the hole for the necklace to go through, like draw a little circle there. And then I also recommend drawing maybe like a little border around, because sometimes you think you have a lot more space to decorate in and you really don't. It's a rather small space. So this is what I did first. I traced, and then beforehand, I came up with some sample designs. So I got ideas from my bubble map here. I'm sorry, from my circle map. I'm going to set my tree cookie aside. And let me just show you some of the ideas that I drew. You know, when I was thinking of flowers, and here's the word, you know, respect nature. And I drew a crescent moon with a tree and the mountains. I wrote leave no trace, sixth grade 2021. So it's like a mountain background with some trees in the foreground. And then, so some of these designs are more simple and some are a little harder. I wrote the word respect with a little heart, like a simple bunny and a bear. I thought they were cute. And if you want to do, you know, like stay on the theme of woodland creatures, here's a little fox that I can show you how to draw. And then I also have like an owl on a tree with a little moon. And then here's a simple bird. And I just wrote leave what you find. I tried to write it so that it's curved in the same curve of the bird's head and back. And I wrote 2021. And again, you know, these are just simply ideas. Maybe they will just give you an idea of something else to do, you know, when you see this. So why don't I show just a couple of examples? Okay, so I'll draw a couple for you, but like here's an example of a crescent moon. So it's a little variation. You can see I changed my idea a little bit. I went in the other direction because my tree cookie had a crack right here. So I chose to draw the moon facing the opposite way. Here are a couple that Mr. Houston created. So this is a sunflower. Let me hold it up a little closer. So it's a sunflower with the Earth, planet Earth in the middle. And here's another example of a landscape. It's more advanced, but you know, this is something that you can do also. It all depends on how brave you are and how elaborate you'd like to get with your tree cookie. One thing we did discover is that the lighter colored markers work better because they come out really, really dark on the wood. So just kind of keep that. And I know you won't always get to choose the pens because you're all sharing, but just kind of keep that in mind. If you do have a choice, go for the lighter colored markers and just kind of experiment. And you know, you can always touch the pen. If you're not sure what it looks like turn your tree cookie over to the back and you can kind of test the color if you want to on the back. So even see how this light green is supposedly really light. Look how dark it came out on the tree cookie. So just kind of keep that in mind. Okay, so I thought that I would show you how to draw. Let's do this one. I'll do a couple for you. So I'm going to draw a bunny and a bear. And I think I will start with a very light color. And you could do it simple too. You could just use black if you want. Here we have brown, but I can always go over it. And then the longer you hold the pen onto the wood, it kind of seeps out and bleeds. So it's best to just very lightly touch the pen to the wood. There is the option you might want to sketch with a pencil first on the wood, but then if you're using yellow, it might show through. Like here on this moon, I sketched with pencil first and you can kind of see it through. So it's completely up to you what you want to do or how you want your tree cookie to come out. So if I'm going to draw a bunny, make sure that you realize where the hole is. Don't forget, that's where, if this hangs from a necklace, you want that at the top. You're not going to want it over here on the side. So I'll just draw a little oval. Maybe I'll make him a little lower, and I'll just draw a little oval for his head. And then some ears. And do like a little inside on his ears. And then just draw a couple of eyes. So I'm already noticing that this is light, but I could always go over it. And then a little mouth, maybe some whiskers. And a little simple body. I'm keeping it very simple. Okay, so looking at this bunny, I might make him darker, but I'm going to wait and see. Let me draw the bear. So with the bear, I'm going to start with his head. And I want to leave room for the word respect over here. So I'm just going to draw like his head. And I'm going to do something on purpose right now, just to show you. I'm going to leave the pen on the wood. You can kind of see that it bleeds out. You see what happened? So the pen just really soaks in. So I did that on purpose to show you. So you kind of just have to keep it moving. Keep the pen moving on the wood. And then put like two little eyes right here. So it's not as easy to draw on the tree cookie as you might think at first. It's a little bit harder. Okay. I think I'm going to go over these with the darker brown. So this is still brown, so watch how this comes out. Hopefully, with me experimenting with you, it'll help. Because I had to kind of do some trial and error. And it is a little bit bumpy, and that's okay. There we go. The brown almost looks black, but that's okay. I'll put the eyes. I think this shows up better, but it all depends on what look you want. If you want soft mountains in the background, you'll want to use the real light brown. There we go. See, it kind of bleeds depending on where you are in the wood, but it's still cute. And so I think, let's see, I'll try using this green down here to write 2021. Maybe I'll write respect in green because green is a nature color. And you know, if you want to write 6th grade, you can write 6th grade. Let me see, I'm gonna grab a pink color over here. Maybe I'll try to put a little heart right here. So I think your biggest challenge is the way the pen might bleed into the wood. But I think that's very cute. And then don't be afraid and don't forget, put your name on the back. So write your name. I'm writing my name. And if you didn't put 2021 on the front, put it on the back. Put your school name too. I taught at Stoddard for a long time, so I'll write Stoddard School. And then you can put your teacher's name if you want to. So it's basically just a memory piece that you're going to keep, a piece of remembrance. Okay, let's do one more. All right, why don't we do the flower? I like how this flower looks. All right, so if I start with the flower, I will use green. So sorry about that, I'm gonna use the green stem. And I think I want this to be, well, I wanna write respect nature across the top. Maybe I'll write that first because I wanna make sure I have room. Let's see. Remember where the hole is, and it's 2 words, so I'll try to put 1 word here on the left side and then 1 word over here. You can even write the letters backwards, not the letters backwards. You could write the word backward if you wanted it to line up perfectly. I'm just gonna eyeball it. I hope you understood what I said, what I meant by that. Respect, it's working out. Nature. Okay, and I know that I want the petals to be really large. So maybe I'll just put a small stem here. Keep it very small stem. And I think in this case, I will use my pencil because I want to get a nice arc shape here. I know you can't really see what I just did. I'll use pink in the middle. And I know some flowers are blue, not a lot, but it's my favorite color. So I'm going to start with the center. I'm going to go up. And then, so I know that if I do that in the center, I can do 2 more on each side to balance it because I think I want to make this kind of like a symmetrical look. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we can also you can do little lines like this at the base of the petal. You know, maybe I want to try, I could put some color back here to color it a little bit. You can do any colors that you want to. My flower is kind of like blue and yellow. Maybe I'll fill this in, some dots. I do want the wood to show through on this one. And then I can, I'll draw, so for this one, I don't know if I can fit it, but I'm gonna draw the small leaves here, and then wider here, and then smaller here. And then I'll just do a line with a couple of like V shapes. So I just want to warn you that, you know, the wood is not smooth like paper. So try not to get frustrated if your marker, is not, if your lines are not perfect, that's okay. It's not meant to be like on paper. I think it's also good, like you can, I'm gonna write my name. I think it's fun. If you want to write your name on the front of some, you can do that also. Okay, so here are some simple designs, and I will hold up these as well to show you some more elaborate designs. So I hope my short tutorial helped you and gave you some ideas, and I had a lot of fun with this, and I hope you do too. Thank you. I'll see you next time.